morning. So looking forward to having a conversation with you today. I somehow am not able to get into my Instagram, so I'm trying to. Ooh, okay. Welcome to Mornings with Marvel, where authenticity lives and thrives to create a space of growth, healing, and joy. I am your host, Andrea Lawful Sanders, and each day we will cover the topics that are informative and engaging while learning from each other. Good morning to each and every one of you. It is Monday. Ooh, where are we? Monday, July 28th. Yes. This time last year, I was in the middle of getting ready for a luncheon that was planned in 2 weeks. Bless Andrea Robin Manley Soul. Just trying to figure out. My Instagram is not on this morning because when I went in, it asked to have access to my camera and microphone, something it always had. And no matter which account I use, it said the same thing. So I got to check this iPad storage and make sure everything is all right. So there will be no Instagram this morning. It's just Facebook and YouTube. If you are not usually on YouTube or Facebook, I'm just going to have to ask you all to come on in. Good morning, Marguerite and Shaquilla. Good morning, Beatrice. Good morning, Bobby. I see you all. Good morning. If you all are looking at my hair, I am a hair model this week. And so this is why my hair looks like this. So I'm going to be a hair model. I have 3 major events. Some of you will see me at some of them. On Saturday, June 2nd. I'm sorry, did I say June? On Saturday, August 2nd. Jesus, help me, Father God. It's too late, too early in the morning. I can't. One iPad is acting wonky. So I got to figure it out. Thank you, sweetie pie. On Saturday, August 2nd, I will be at the Team Jamaica Bickle. Good morning, Shabby. Listen, I'm a hair model for Duafe, so I'm going to do a hair modeling thing this week for them. So she was like, can I have copy? I said, do what you need to do, honey. This is fabulous. And it also brings to mind something that I have to do on August 9th. So we're experimenting now for something that's coming up soon. Anyway, on Saturday, August 2nd, I will be at the Team Jamaica Bickle Gala, where they raise monies for the athletes. That comes in for the pen relays. Good morning, Carlene. Good morning, my darling. And so I'm asking any of you who would like to join me. The tickets are $150. I would love to see some of you there. I don't even know how much space they have left, but it's been a crazy couple of months. So I'm just really working through all of that. Carlene is on here. Thank you, Bobby. Carlene is on here. So if you would like to get a ticket to come and see me and raise funds for the Team Jamaica Bickle on Saturday, please do so. Good morning, Monica. Good morning, Jasenia. And so there's that. August 1st, I have something. The 29th, I have to moderate a discussion at a gala. And so my hair is done. It was done just in the right time. Oh, you have space. Carlene said that they have space. Okay, so if you'd like to buy a ticket, Carlene, put in here where they can get the tickets, please. This reminds me of last year, this time. On this date, actually, there was a luncheon hosted. I put a luncheon together. I wanted to have 20 or so women to talk about how women can harm and heal each other. And what was 20 morphed into 100 within an hour. And poor Andrea Robin Manley was overwhelmed by, y'all are something else. She had to send people back their money. People were mad. I didn't think this many people would come, And so it's been a year, but it's been a year because right after that luncheon, I began to prepare for launching the podcast, which is no small feat, right? And then I began doing Mornings with Mother in September. The podcast was launched in October. But what happened was the amount of work that was happening behind the scenes. It is expensive. It was a lot of work. I had team members doing what they needed to do. And so a year later, I feel like I can breathe just a little bit more. And I also recognize, because after that luncheon, so many women reached out and said, I didn't get invited. I'm so sorry I couldn't come. I sent in my money. I tried to get, and I underestimated the power of women when they want to come together to really heal their souls. And really, truly, Dennis, it is. The tickets are 100. Dennis, I would love to see you. Come on. Come hang out with the Jamaicans, right? I would love to see you. I'd love to see all of you actually. Um, uh, I underestimated the power of love and sisterhood and what that meant. And it was so nice to see not only so many sisters, but women from all walks of life. The white women were in there like, yes, we came too. It was so much fun. Some of you I never got to hug. I thought I took pictures with every one of you. I did not. I was looking at your pictures this morning and I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you were here. Oh my God, I didn't know you were there. Oh my God, it was a lot. So thank you all. Thank you all for edifying and uplifting my soul in a time when it truly needed it. And you were the wind beneath my wings to believe that I could start the podcast, to believe that this was all to believe that all the things that we had accomplished in the last year I was able to accomplish now. Miss Wilhelmina gave me a check for $1,000 to add to the next event. I still have that check. And so, it's expensive, y'all. It's expensive to put something like this together. So here's my question. Would you like to see another event like this? And would you be willing, because I have to pay for the stuff, for the room, for the food, for curate all of that. It's just not, the DJ. The DJ was, Jeff was everything. He really curated that space. And then Richard Waugh showed up to do the photography. This morning, I woke up at 4:30 and just happened to look. My entire timeline was just filled with all of you on this memory for this day, posting about that luncheon. And I had time to sit and really soak up all that you were saying and really look at the pictures, and I began to cry. I boo-hooed my tail off. And then I took your pictures and made a reel out of it, just saying thank you. Thank you. You ever just know that you don't think that all these people would come? And then a couple of weekends ago, I saw someone who just opened up her arms and hugged me and said, I am so sorry. I am so sorry this happened to you. Please know we love you. Please know, you are, we thought you were just incredibly gifted. You're just doing the work. And so it's a lot, right? And I'm when I tell you, I'm overwhelmed with gratitude. The sponsorship started to come without us having to ask for them. Hania, Sarita, and Denise James are phenomenal. Lee, I believe you were at the luncheon last year. All right, so and there, Jeff DJing was fire, right? And so I'm working to create the space, but right now I am putting together a space for us to go to the springs, the mineral springs in West Virginia, not in Virginia, the western end of Virginia, not West Virginia. Does that make sense? The western end of Virginia. And so you're literally going to have to, Laura and I will push out what you need to do in order for you to attend this, because I'm not curating this space. I know, Simone, but the list is going to be bigger, right? Because if we had 50 women the last time we did that retreat, women are inboxing me going, can you please? Because what I do is I make it fair by just throwing it up on Facebook and go first come first serve, because I don't want to have to go I don't want to email anybody and say I'm doing X, Y, and Z. I really want to make it as fair as possible, and folks got mad and they want to come. So we need something that I actually think I would need 3 houses and with 20 rooms in each house, so you all could come and enjoy yourselves. I remember asking this one sister, Kia Harris Carr, I said when I did the one in 2023, I said, you all can put together a retreat yourself. You can. I don't have to have anything to do with it. And she said, it's not the curating of the space, it's having you there, because people will not start the foolishness with you. They will not play the games with you, which is why we want you there, so that if they start to act simple, your face alone would stop. And then I didn't realize that this is not an easy thing to do. Nakia Murray pulls together these retreats, and look, it's not easy. And what I said to these women was, work things out amongst yourself. I don't want to hear any of the foolishness, if there are foolishness, because women, when they come together, can always have something. I need you to figure out what that looks like. And so let's move. And I see you guys still have your glasses. Oh, Carlene, I was not able to put the basket together, but I have the things for you. And I'll put one of those Lunch with Mother glasses in there too, along with the mug, mornings with mother mug, and a t-shirt and whatever else. You all can figure out what you want to do with it. But speaking of that, on August 10th, the space is curated. It's going to happen at the Wafe from 12 to 3. Mova is doing a pop-up for her stuff. So oh, I love you deeper, Andrea Robin. When I say I love you deeper, I love you deeper. You just hold on, girl. Just hold on. All things working and being what it is. My ultimate goal is to run a company filled with women who understands what they're doing. I can't wait. God knows my heart. He absolutely knows my heart. So August 10th, and I haven't put up anything about it yet, because when I tell you I'm doing 11 things at one time, August 10th at the Wafe, 12 to 3. Find yourselves there. I have the mugs, the t-shirts, all of that. Sarita will be there to look at your hair, to tell you if you have natural hair or not, and you want to do something different. She'll be there. We have teas by Jasmine Moy. I ordered Sophisticates. I went and ordered a bunch of stuff from Sophisticates. You'll have a lot of water. We're going to curate. You already know. Marvel's putting a thing together. It's a thing, right? So August 10th, please put that in your calendar so you can come, if for no other reason than to come and say hello to me as I get rid of this merchandise that you all have been asking for, right? It's Mornings with Mother. It's A Lawful Truth. It's the mug. It's nice. And so I'm grateful to all of you working hard to kind of figure out what the next moves are, because there's so much coming at one time. And what we cannot do is do things sloppily. So if it feels like it's taken a long time, that's because we're really working behind the scenes. It costs a lot of money to curate a podcast. Oh, my thing fell off. Look at this, Jesus. Hold on, y'all. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. Yes, yes, yes. Here we go. Oh, don't fall off on me now. What's going on in these? Oh, okay. All right, I'm going to pull you down. I'm live, right? You see me with my crazy self? All right, I'll get that back up. So I love this. In a world where you can be anything, be kind. This sits behind me every single day. So I'll just use a nail in the wall and get that there. This is my Zen space. So let's figure this thing out. And then to do live broadcasts, I want you to hear me. So if you all think I'm just sitting here talking out the side of my neck, I have 3 big cases filled with equipment that I needed. I talked to Troy, and by the time I turned around, it was almost $20,000. So I'm not just sitting here just doing what I've not paid myself in a year. It's been the people that have been working with me that have gotten paid. It's been, the curating of the things that I need to have done, the lights, everything, plus the systems that's in here inside my studio. So I promise you, I'm not just sitting around not doing anything. It's a ton of work. It's a ton of money. And in order for this thing to work properly, I need to invest in this company in a way that makes sense. Does that make sense? Right? So now that I'm settling down a little bit, let's figure out, when is the next luncheon? If you want to have a luncheon, and I don't want to do a whole bunch of foolishness, right? I don't want to curate all sorts of things at one time. It really has to be a healing space. It truly does. And so I spoke to one sister who has a space that holds 80, and I felt bad because I kept saying, I can't just do 80. People are going to be mad. People are going to be mad. But in that space of 80, I was trying to figure out how we could do our sound bowls, because I had done I'm looking at her face. Not Nakia. We did that for 8 women, but I did it with We Walk PHL too. That was the first time I sat in a room with sound bowls and everybody went to sleep. I need you all to take a damn nap. That's what I need. And it won't just be women this time. We're going to incorporate the men. So I really do need a space. The brothers were calling me as I was traveling across the country, and they were like, wait, what? They were like, we were in our little corners going, she did that for the women. When is our turn? So lots going on. So let's see if we can do a combined event, and then an event for women, and then we're gonna do what we need to do. And then to push up everything that you see in front of you right now, the one app that I use is $500 a year. And I had to really think about upgrading to, if I upgraded, it was going to be $8,000 a year. So I need you all to know it's easy to just pick up a phone and say I'm on a podcast. We did this thing right. We did. We absolutely did this thing right. And we're going to continue to do it right. We're not just, we're just not, um, we're not just going to throw something up. Laura says, I can vouch for all the equipment needed and it is not cheap. Absolutely. Oh yeah, Laura, you were there with me. Jesus. And as I bought the equipment, Troy would say, you need this, you need this, you need that, you need that. And I'm like, wait, what? And I remember my team saying, don't you just take don't you just take a computer with you and broadcast live? Mm-mm. It's not. It is not. It's way more. The sound quality has to be really good. And so I invested the money and the energy into making sure that that was happening. So as a direct result, I could not write a check for $16,000, $17,000, hoping that you all would come to a luncheon. Does that make sense? Right? I was putting it back into the business, into the people that I hired to work with me. So we're here. We are here. And and so I'm grateful. I'm grateful to all of you. I cried this morning. Oh, Carlene says she used her glass often. Oh, Jasenia said, I have never experienced an event of positive energy among so many women. Yes. Because, I don't play those games. Remember me doing the video the day before and said, if your energy is stank, don't come. If you're coming to complain, don't come. I am so serious about that. We love to show up in spaces and bring our little negative energy. Not one negative Nelly was in that room. Not one. And everybody had such a good time. It was awesome. So yeah, I'm not playing those games. If you want to come to one of my events, you can't come with an attitude. You cannot. Otherwise, first of all, the love and the joy in the room is going to push you right back out. Right? It's just that good. So I'm grateful. So we're going to plan another one. So you think I should plan another one? But you all are going to have to help me. I'm going to need volunteers. We are not going to, poor Andrea. She was so worn out. She says, Mova, I don't have the bandwidth. It was a lot. It's going to take a team of 15 or 20 all working together. And then I would need someone like Andrea, Robin, Mandy to pull all those 15, 20 people together and give them what they need to do so we could... you saw the back of my Beatrice said the picture fell off the wall so we could see the back of your hair. Oh, let me tell you, honey. Sarita Scott is amazing. And so let's put it together. And see what we can do. The country is shifting and changing. What I probably am going to need to do is find a sponsor or two, because so many Black women have lost their jobs and more. It's more. So pray. I need you all to get on your little ashy knees and start to pray that I can find a sponsor who is willing to cover the entire thing, right? So that you can just show up. That's what we would do. So that's good. Okay. All right. Shamika is having an event. She has written her first book, August 9th. That will be the unveiling of this book. I'm so excited. Shamika, if you want to share, well, let me not do that here because you already know Mova draws a crowd. I don't want your whole space to be like, oh, where all these people come from? But you get to decide. Tell them where they can find the book. I'm so very proud of you. Really very proud of you. And we can move from there. Thank you all. Simone says the brown crayon retreat is a different retreat. So we're just going to do it for brown. What are you saying? Simone says, in the words of Mova, act accordingly. I mean, I am not playing. Oh, the ashy knees. I need you all. This is some prayer. This is not the Lord just bless Mova and no. This is Father God, in the name of Jesus. Wings that fly, hair like lamb's wool, feet like bronze clay. That kind of prayer. That kind of prayer, so we can get all the negative energy out and do what we need to do. And so when I say I'm grateful, good morning, Leah Harold Young. Teresa Bonner. Oh, Teresa, I saw the pictures of you. And I was like, oh my God, Teresa was there. It was kind of surreal because when I walked into the hotel and I saw, hold on, David, I see you. When I walked into the hotel and I heard the noise, before I saw you all. You all were jamming. I do not like people who are late. I warned everybody, if you think you're going to run into traffic, show your behinds up early. And you all listened. By 1:45, you were all in that room. Jeff was tearing your all tongues out with the turntables. And I was supposed to walk in at 2:00. I peeked my head around that corner. I was like, oh my God, the room was filled. And I just walked in and you all started screaming, and you will never ever know what that did for my entire soul. I was in such a devastating place and just kept moving, as we say in Jamaica, just cut and go through. And so I was cutting and go through and never even really thought. And so in my head, my mind was blown to see so many women there, right? Monica said, Andrea, today marks the anniversary. Oh, Andrea, today marks the anniversary of my mother's passing. Watching your event photos gave me breath last year. Listening to those in attendance lifted me even on today, right now. Thank you. You're so welcome, my darling. You're so welcome. There are people who did not like me on site because they said they couldn't believe I was exactly who I said I was, right? Loving on people. There are things that I have done in my life for people that you will never ever know until I draw my last breath, and somebody may or may not tell you. I love on people. I stand for no foolishness. And if you are unkind, if you are someone who thinks about nobody but yourself, you will not thrive and live around me. You can't. You can't, because I'm going to stop you every single time. So to see all those women pop up and say, we love you, mother. You can do this. Oh my God, it was, woo, mm-mm-mm. Who baby? Who baby? So look out for, if you want to be a part of the planning committee. And again, if you know you can't do anything and do it right, don't ask to be a part of the planning committee, because my work ethic is strong. Andrea Robin Manley will tell you, we play no games. And so if you know you can't, if you just want to be on the planning committee to say you want the planning committee, don't do it. If you want to be on the planning committee to work, then this is the space for you. So we can curate this space for all these people, because 200 was not enough last year. We really need a space for 500 people. Okay. All right. Let me let David Alexander Jenkins in so we can discuss.
Aha, there we
Good
go.
morning, my darling. Good
I'm in the
morning.
wings. I'm in the
I
wings.
saw you. I saw you.
Good
How
morning.
are you, darling? How are you?
The world is a place that we live in,
Child.
and I am trying not to be sick, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and physically. So here we are. We are back. The alarms in the building were going off from 4 o'clock this morning until about 10 minutes ago, where someone did something like use the microwave the wrong way. And when you live in a high rise and the fire alarms go off, you have to empty the entire building and they shut the elevators down.
What floor are
And
you on? How are you, honey? Don't tell us I'm in the public. Please don't.
crawling back into the crow's nest was a bit much. So
I love you.
forgive me if I'm out of breath this morning.
Oh, so you were wide awake, huh?
And I said to the girls, I have a show to do. And y'all gonna either open up this escalator, this elevator, or you're gonna have me go up these stairs. But I gotta go back up. So
So here you are.
everything is going on in the world.
David, stop for a second. Let me say this. I'd like to acknowledge something.
Yes.
When I started Mornings with Marvel, without hesitating, you jumped in to come join me on Mondays. You just started randomly joining me, and I said, how about we do this on Mondays? Pick a day and we do it. And you have not only showed up consistently, David, you showed up all the reading that you had to do as a child that you hated to do. People love you.
Oh.
My father-in-law says that David Alexander Jenkins. My people, they were like, can we do David 2 days a week? David, thank you. Thank you for bringing your most vibrant self to this space. Thank you for just loving on me. Thank you. Thank you,
No.
my brother.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you for providing this space and this platform for everyone to hear and to listen to truth, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, 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 I almost called you yes, ma'am.
That, whoever. It is rare that we have. I don't think people understand this. We don't get on the phone and pre-discuss
We don't.
whatever. We don't do that. I think there's this illusion that we have this great big meeting first, and then we
Nope.
come to set. That doesn't happen. We say what is happening now in your spirit, and let's talk about it. So
Yeah.
what you guys are getting is raw, unfiltered
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah.
and a gut reaction backed up by years of research and information and a
Yes.
constant. I mean,
Yes.
Andrea is constantly reading and researching, and I'm
Woo.
constantly reading and researching. And so
Yo,
it is a
David. So wait, David. So wait. Speaking of constant learning and researching, yo, this country's on fire. Every 2 minutes, I'm like, what now, David?
I know. I know. Did you see the executive order on the desk about making homelessness illegal and
Yes,
just
I did, and I posted it, and get what? Not one person acknowledged it. Not one person acknowledged that he's making homelessness illegal. That he's
50
telling to
people
take the people off the streets by any means necessary.
with no plan for what to do with them,
So you know they're
which
going to
means
disappear, right? You
that
do get
that concentration camp. Right. So now
David.
ICE will be removing homeless people from the streets. You ready for that? You ready for what happens when you miss one payment of a mortgage or this and the other and you're homeless and you're now plucked up by ICE? See, because we don't care until it becomes us. We have this intrinsic problem where we don't care. I was at brunch with a girlfriend of mine who is a magnificent woman, and we were discussing the beautification of the city and homelessness and this and the other and all these things. And I said, the thing is, you have to just pay to put people into a secure place. Everybody needs an efficiency with a sink and a microwave.
That's
And at
it.
that point, that's it. Beyond that, it's on you. But the duty that we have to humanity. Now, if that happens, our taxes go down because we're not paying the high taxes we pay every year for the hospitalization visits, for the stays, for all the interventions, and all of that, for the cleaning. Our philanthropic truth becomes reality. Who are we as this Philly of brotherly love and sisterly affection that we actually care for people? We don't have this crime issue, which is burdened by the understanding of poverty as a reality check. This is what causes the city that we dream of. You want to see all the beautiful, fancy, and magnificent things come. You have to deal with the street to begin with. You got to start at the bottom. You cannot trickle down from the top. Beautification of the city, clean, green energy, efficient. You have to start from the bottom and go up. And that means that we have to make sure that the least of us are housed, fed.
Wow.
Really, that's the start.
And RFK is trying to do away with preventive health care, calling it too woke. My husband said something that was so right. He said they're literally killing us without putting a bullet in a gun and pulling the trigger. It's all the life affirming things that we need. We talk about preventative care, preventative care, preventative care. We've been having this discussion ad nauseum. The food that we're being fed is so filled with all kinds of crap, right? Our bodies are reacting in the form of cancer. It's just insane. And this man says he's doing away with preventative health care because it's too woke. I don't know. And then on top of that, I've been following this story for some months now. It all started with an elderly white couple somewhere near Virginia, between Washington, D.C. and Virginia, where one of the large companies, I think it's IBM, is building a data center. And they said that the data center was in their backyard. They could see it far out in the distance. And they were like, well, all right, they're doing what they're doing. Use up the space. So they live in a spacious place. Their water pressure went down to a trickle. There's gunk and mud. It takes so much water to cool these systems. And let me tell you, if you really want to see what I'm talking about, go down 76, like you're going towards the airport. Go past South Street, go down, and then turn around and come back. As you're coming back, you see the University of Pennsylvania. They have a big cooling system where all this water is just trying to cool whatever data they're culling inside of those machines. And there's a ton of water being used. And I'm praying to God that they're using the water from the Schuylkill, because baby, the amount of water that was coming out of this. So I came and I said, do y'all realize that they're getting ready to build these data centers in Pennsylvania alone. Governor Josh Shapiro, whatever, billions of dollars through Amazon, they're getting to create these data centers. And nobody is talking about the amount of electricity and water that is going to require for us, for those data centers to operate. David, where are we living?
Gestapo, 1942, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Germany, the First and the Second Reich.
Oh my God. And you see us sitting here talking, there's still people who do not believe that they feel like it's much ado about nothing, or maybe it's something, but it will only impact those people. Dudes and dudettes, we all live in the same place. It's not just going to impact those people, it's going to impact us all.
There is this understanding that we are above it, and another friend of mine, we went to the beach. Friday, we look out the window and we said, "Oh, it's a gorgeous day. It's beautiful. Let's go to the beach for lunch." So we flew out to the beach and we're having this conversation about what's going on with the world. Um, and I said to her, all these things are happening. She says, "I can't pay attention to any of that." And I said, "What?" She said, "I can't think about those things. I have to think about hopeful things because I'd be so mad if I thought about." I said, "This is not a time where we have a choice. We have
Right.
to we have to move through these things that are happening. We don't have the luxury of not thinking about." She said, "Well, we just have to get to the midterms." There's not going to
Well,
be a midterm.
and do you
If
know how many
we,
people feel that way, David? It
oh, we
is
just get to the
crazy.
midterms. Girl, you're not
Do
paying
they see that
attention.
they're shutting down people, that they're gerrymandering, that they're redistricting, that their numbers are looking funny, all sorts of things are going on? Do we not understand that us are being silent in the face of all of this means that come next year, what elections are we talking about?
What election are you discussing? And the midterm? Are you kidding me? People are literally done. Gaza, Samson
No.
player.
Gaza, my behind, right here in Texas, where they're throwing children into the Rio Grande, throwing them back in so they can drown, not giving people water. And they say they were ordered to. And one of the people that worked at the security border, he quit. He said, "I cannot, in good conscience, continue to watch them throwing children back into the Rio Grande." And he
Mhm.
broke the news. And so people began paying attention to it. Gaza, my behind, is happening right here, too.
Oh, yeah. It started here. We need not believe that it wasn't here the whole time. We,
Shh, it's insane. It's
in
insane.
America, in the United States of America, we trafficked more children through adoption agencies than in any other place in the world. In the United States of America, we created crimes against humanity. Do you know about the Hollywood Office for Government Entities?
No. Well, wait,
Okay.
stop for a second. Stop for a second. Before you go to the Hollywood Office for Government Entities, Nicole asked a question: what are the data centers? So, Nicole, artificial intelligence and creating what they would call the super intelligence requires that they create these supercomputers to fill all the data, because as it feeds into the data, it gets smarter, it gets smarter. They're recognizing now that they need data centers all over the place in order to get what they need from this artificial intelligence, which would require that they don't need too many of us. And so either they're going to kill us by the food, the water, whatever else, or take away our jobs. But that's what those data centers are. There's one, Google has one in Virginia, in Chantilly, Virginia, that I saw with my own two eyes riding my bicycle. I was like, wait, that's a data huge, huge.
Yeah.
And so they're building them all around the country. Remember, the United States, with its what is 340 million people, 85% uninhabited. And so we've been freely and wonderfully enjoying the nature and the water and there's a conversation now happening in Delaware County where they're trying to build one there, and the people showed up and was like, "So you're talking about these jobs? What does that mean for our water supply?" They can't answer.
And let me tell you, I had a conversation with someone in AI about this. Do you know who's going to lose their jobs first?
Ooh,
Doctors, lawyers, CEOs, the top C suites, the top white collar jobs, because those are the jobs which do not require thought. They're simply action, action, action. Guess who will keep their jobs until the last moment?
ooh,
The waitress, the
huh?
person who's the plumber, the
Yep.
person who did this, because those jobs require you to make decisions every moment. Every step requires a new decision. And the AI cannot yet be trained to think about the next decision, what's the best course. So what they will replace is the surgeon. So here you have this group of people, the surgeon, the doctor, the lawyer, who are so gung ho about themselves that they are just bring on the AI because they forgot it's them who will be deleted. Now, the blessing and the curse in that is if you delete those people in their jobs who are very angry about that and very vocal and loud and often privileged so they get to be heard, you get what's called universal income. So this is the place that we're being moved to. Bitcoin, universal income set. The way that we dealt with COVID, a stretch towards universal income. What happens if you give Americans a blanket check, right? What happens if the offices are all cleared? What happens in that space? So we kind of understand now from COVID, we understand with the Bitcoin, we understand with this and the other, what happens if you just take an imaginary number and stick into someone's account? Because of course, as you know, Bitcoin has no real value except for that it is traded on the strength that whoever really owns it won't disappear one day. There you go. So what do you do with this imaginary thing? It works. You can withdraw your imaginary money, turn it into US dollars, and go to XYZ. So where we're moving is to universal income. Now, I want to tie that together with this office in Hollywood because for years, and I want everyone to look this up, Hollywood has had their fingers in the movies to direct how you see and how you believe what is happening in the world, particularly as it pertains to American foreign affairs.
Mhm.
Superman, Hollywood puts money behind that. Things like Air Force One, things like Independence Day, things like all these things where you wonder how much did the government really know? Not know they just know, but they have now told and produced the script and funded the movie that you're going to watch as a blockbuster, which forevermore is going to shape how you feel about aliens or war or anything that you see.
Conditioning of the mind, and we didn't realize it. We just thought we were going to go to the movies and have
Been
popcorn,
doing
which is
it.
why I would not watch Handmaid's Tale because they were telling us in real time what's getting ready to happen.
Office of Government uh, Affairs. I think that we have to walk around with eyes wide open instead of eyes wide shut. And that requires us to get uncomfortable real quick and to disrupt what we know to be our norm. And that's uncomfortable for many people. Many people want to die in bliss, whether they have cancer or not. And so they don't go to the doctor. But I'm telling you, if you don't go to the doctor now, the doctor is coming to you. And the reckoning is not cute. So we don't have to wonder or ponder about what is coming. We have examples. We know what happened in Germany, where the very same action. I just want everyone to go review Nazi Germany. People think I'm crazy when I say this. Review it.
Yep.
Every single step
Step.
happened in the same order at the
Mhm.
same time. We are slightly outpacing
Yes.
the Third
Yes.
Reich. Here we are.
People are being punished if they say the wrong things. The media has become is becoming something other than what it used to be. Journalists are quitting because of 35, 40 years are leaving stations and newspapers because they're like what they're seeing taking place, the what they say, the facade of what should be news, right? They're no longer doing what they're supposed to do. They're no longer researching. Their hands are being slapped when they research and
That
find the
part.
truth.
When they speak truth, they are discontinued.
Yes. And so lots of them are being,
And it's
canceled or
interesting.
they're leaving.
It's interesting because the liberal media news, which is getting on my nerves, is beginning to acquiesce and fire people
Yes.
based
Yes.
upon this pressure. But the conservative news is beginning to turn on Trump. Have you seen this? I somehow Fox appeared on my channel for about 5 seconds, and I recognized that they had
They're hot with him.
three opposing opinions that were
Mm-hmm.
strong.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I heard 5 seconds of Candace Owens, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is a woman who didn't realize she was black for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
She was up
Mm-hmm.
here talking about things that all of a sudden with vitriol attacking the system over issues like international truth. So there is something in the water now where I wonder if they will begin to eat their own young. um, to correct.
Hmm. Hmm.
We are past the point of no return, but it doesn't
Oh,
mean
we
that
are.
where we're going has to be as horrific as it could be if we do
Mhm.
nothing. And so I say to us, we don't have this option to do nothing. Now
Yes.
is the time.
But there are lots of people who believe that there's an option to this. They're still, I'm running for this and I'm running for that and I'm going to, and they're just so myopic in their thoughts. Nothing on their timeline speaks about the horrific things that are going on in this country. We still believe there are three branches of government that are going to turn this thing around. We still believe all these things. Now, Alexandra, she said, I watched 3 episodes of Handmaid's Tale and 2 episodes of Paradise. As far as I went, I stopped. I wasn't getting caught up in those shows, but it's happening. So let me just tell you how when we traveled to Hawaii, they were telling us about some of these wealthy, wealthy men who had underground bunkers in mountains. It's happening, Alexandra. And so when they expect things to get to a certain point where lots of us will die, and they will go find their bunkers, and there will be a certain amount of them left, and the chosen ones will be the ones, kind of like Noah's Ark, except not by water, right? The chosen ones that are left will be the ones that will be left to recreate the world. Except you're gonna need some black people because you will be extinct if you don't have the DNA of a black woman. And I don't even want
Well,
to go into
and
that. We talked
this
about
is
that
just
last week.
that is a scientific truth that we often ignore, and it is required for all humanity. The only way that you can breed all Europeans, Chinese people, this and the other again, and create something, you have to start with the DNA of a woman who is African in order to breed every other version. You cannot go in reverse. So you eventually, just like, and one of the ways we can think about this is we think about incest, right? If you breed individuals who are too closely blood related together, you eventually become extinct.
Yes.
The only form that does not become extinct when that happens is Africans. So you can breed within Africa only Africans forever, and it's fine.
Right.
If you do that with Europeans, they become extinct.
Here is what I see happening, though, and I've been following this story too. Men going into African countries and cutting the eggs of black women and telling them, you have the super, and there are videos of this. You have the super gene that we want. We will buy your eggs. So are they storing our eggs because they think that they still don't need us?
I don't think so. I don't think that they're that advanced in their thought process. I think the idea is still, if you know you might not win, you steal the game. I don't think they think about what then comes next often. I don't think people are saying, "Oh, well, then what?"
Mhm.
I will say the bunkers are in large part because of the Samson Accord understanding. And for those of you who didn't read that last week, go back and do your homework. What is Samson? ChatGPT, Google. What is the Samson Accord in Israel?
The
And
Samson Accord.
yeah, and I don't know, Andrea, do you have the ability to type into the machine and read out loud to everyone what it tells you about
Yes, I
Samson?
can. I do.
Yes.
Cha,
What
baby.
is the Samson Accord in, and what is the Samson plan in Israel? This is important for us to know.
Mm-mm-mm. All right, here we go. The Samson Plan refers to Israel's nuclear deterrent strategy, which serves as a last resort measure against existential threats. It is named after, come on, boo, ba, ba, ba. It is named after the biblical figure Samson, who brought down a temple upon himself and his enemies, symbolizing a form of apocalyptic retaliation. The strategy is not an operational plan, but rather a psychological deterrent, ensuring that any aggressor would face devastating consequences if they attempted to destroy Israel. In the context of current geopolitical tensions, the Samson option remains a critical aspect of Israel's defense policy. Is that it?
Yes, it literally means that they would set off all of their nuclear devices at once for everyone. So they would rather destroy the world than be destroyed.
Wow.
They would rather destroy the world than be destroyed. This is when people say, why do we sometimes protect unreasonably this craziness? Part of it is that they have been vocal in saying, we have this ideology and plan in place. We know that they they prepare for such a moment because we know what they do about nuclear silos in enemy territory. We know about the weapon forces they have because we gave it to them. We created the dome for Israel, if you will, right? We know all of this. So now we're at a place where Israel has begun to feel the real threat of the wrath of the world.
Listen to this. Israel's Samson option, explanation and potential impact. The Samson option refers to Israel's deterrent strategy of massive nuclear retaliation as a last resort against existential threats of the state's survival. The term draws from the biblical story of Samson, who, in a final act of defiance, brought down a Philistine temple, killing himself and his enemies. Coined in the 1960s by Israeli leaders like David Ben Gurion and Shimon Peres, it reflects Israel's policy of nuclear ambiguity, neither confirming nor denying possession of nuclear weapons while maintaining a credible deterrent. The key aspects of the Samson option: nuclear ambiguity. Israel has never officially acknowledged its nuclear arsenal, estimated at 75 to 400 warheads deliverable by land, sea, and air. The bomb in the basement policy creates uncertainty among adversaries, enhancing deterrence without provoking regional arms races.
And we know they have them because we have Google Earth. You see, this is the problem with things like AI and ChatGPT, this and the other. You can say, would you please show me on a map the nuclear arsenals of this country? Or the places where we feel there could be X, Y, and Z. Can you show me what restricted military areas are on a map? Things that you can't, what can you not show me about Israel? And here you'll get this blotched out area of X, Y, and Z. But why are you blotching out these places all around the country? Oh, nuclear weapon. Got it.
But David, you and I are having this conversation. We've been having these conversations not just about Israel, but about the threats that are around the globe as a direct result of all the things that have been going on. And we still are going, it can't happen here. Do we not realize that we're all interconnected?
Oh, no, 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 no. It is happening here. I, it can't happen here was a conversation we had a year ago, a year and 6 months. It is happening
Here. Mhm.
here. In Philadelphia, it's happening. As we, it's happening. It's happening here.
Speaking of Philadelphia,
Mm,
there was a story out this weekend about the head of LGBTQ affairs and
yes.
the woman who was in charge of DEI initiatives. The Philadelphia Inquirer covered it. And according to what I read, both said they were fired. Well, the woman particularly said she was fired because of a picture that was sent, and she was reaching out to folks within the administration to ask, what should she do? What is the protocol to follow? What the hell is happening? And it's is it coinky dinky that it's the two offices that this president absolutely abhors at this point in time.
I'm going to say that don't know that it has as much to do with the executive office in the US as it has to do with the protection of certain entities within the executive office in Philadelphia. And I will say that there are real people who are affected with real lives who have gone through real pain. Um, the the news articles, what I can say, the news articles speak to inappropriate images being sent between two people working in the executive branch within City Hall. And that when they recognized one another, because they didn't recognize one another originally, it seems in this writing, when they recognized one another, immediately um, one went to the DEI HR representatives and said, "What do we do? What's the way?" Which is, can I say, super ethical. Like
Right.
super, super ethical. Didn't hide it, didn't walk away and say, "Oh my God, this is nothing but listen, I made this stupid little mistake, this and the other. I realize now that the person I'm speaking to is another person with the other. Both of us are culpable in a situation." And they said, and the DEI person did their job and said, "What do we do with this?" And they fired the DEI person. And they fired one of the subjects who was the head of the LGBTQ Office of Affairs, and they did not fire the person working for Tiffany in the executive branch. Okay. It also happens that the person they fired, the DEI representative, was a black woman. The LGBTQ person was a African American who uses the pronouns them, and that the Caucasian male remained in his position. There is one understanding of the story that has been printed in news media that the Caucasian male sent this to the African American
Mm-hmm.
LGBTQ representative, um, in which case it boggles the mind as to why they are able to keep their position if they are the antagonist or protagonist in the story. Um, there's another version in which the opposite happens, but again, fault is not the question we have here. The question we have here is hurt and pain. And I also want to say that we're at a place now where we don't have the ability to take the time to be in a situation like this with what the national executive branch is doing for the community of LGBTQ people. This is a distraction which is unwelcome. This is not the time for the community to be at odds with itself, or for the executive branch to be at odds with the community, or for the community to have an issue with. It's just the not. We have so much work to do about homelessness, about building community, about strengthening things. That this is not the time, and so as we lean into this story and we see now previous people who held the office of LGBTQ affairs speaking vocally in social media in response to the Inquirer article and this and the other, and really attacking the office, I fear that we are losing track of what this office was created to do.
Yes.
And we are busy in the minutia of what some private moment was. Now, hear
Mm-hmm.
me,
Mm-hmm.
workplace is not the time for any of those things. Fine.
Right.
And there are rules of ethics and morality and this and the other.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. But also, there's a bigger mission, and that mission needs to be served. And I will tell you 10 toes down that Tara Brown was focused on a mission that was going to create a pathway for many people within the LGBT community to move forward and up into a better place from a personal mission that he had in his own spirit about how he moved through his life. I mean, he's talked about publicly, talked about his journey through homelessness, his journeys into offices of LGBTQ help, being a person who with 360 and with gay pride was able to bring community together. Like, this is a mission that is in his soul, right? So when we take people like that and attack them, when we take people like Selena, and I remember all the things that were going on there, and many people silenced her and this and the other. When we look at people um, like Brandy, like this DEI officer who has a real, this is an impact about her spirit, who
Mm-hmm.
has fought publicly and privately for the rights of individuals and for the
Mm-hmm.
protection of people. These are individuals who have brought tears to my eyes in what they have spoken about, done, produced in the world for the better. And so it is painful
Mm-hmm.
as it is reflective, as it is cautionary.
Yes. Yes.
And so now we come to a place where we have to ask ourselves, what do we expect out of this office?
Yes.
Who will come to be a part of it if they feel that what happens in this office does not benefit the community at large?
Mm-hmm.
And how do we work towards a healing, first for the individuals who feel or who are in pain, and secondarily for the administration as they need to soothe their bonds with the community, the LGBTQ community at
Mm-hmm.
large.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We literally have 5 minutes. I have to get off this air
Yes.
on time today.
Yes.
I must. But I'll probably reach out to you to come back on another day this week. So stay alert and ready, my darling, because
Stay tuned.
we have to talk about the people, and it's not just in the Ozarks. You see what you're just now seeing in the news has been going on for a while. There have been compounds in this country of folks who
Oh
said that
yes, Arkansas,
can we just
Arkansas.
discuss?
And let me
And
tell
I
you,
say,
black people,
let
stop
them,
saying
let
this shit.
them.
I keep hearing all these black people out here talking about, well, that's fine. We don't want to go there anyway. Absolutely not. No, it's not. You know why it's not fine? Because it's a tech. When you can take 300 hectares of land and tell people that it is an area that no blacks, no Jews, no people who are gay, no X, Y, and Z can enter. You can expand that 300 hectares to the size of the United States. And you can then say the United States is a place which doesn't welcome these people. So the law has to intercede and say, we do not allow that in the United States of
Hmm.
America. No, I'm sorry. And they're getting away with it I mean, they're very brilliant the way they're doing it. They're doing it as a private compound, right?
Yes, and they're
And
just
so
taking
they're
land. Because they're
taking land.
literally just taking land, not going to the office of real estate. They're not doing any of that stuff. We deserve, they say.
A
Do you
place
all
which is
see what is upon
pure,
us?
which is pure, pure as a driven snow. It's I know how it's going to be dealt with. You know how it's going to be dealt with. We don't have a Supreme Court that supports
Yes,
a moral
yes,
empathy or aptitude in these issues. We don't have a executive branch which would say this is wrong. This is the dream of the KKK. I
right.
mean, talk
And
about a
they were doing it
dream.
quietly, David, until very recently. So now it's they're bold about it. They have their own space. We don't want them here. And so what happens if one of their children are born gay? I mean, more than likely, they
Well, this
push
is
it
what
out the
happened before.
computer.
Let's go back into history and look at what happened before. What happened before is that when you segregated blacks and white people, black people started doing too well, and they were outpacing white people. And all of a sudden, we integrated the schools in order not to make black people better, but to bring that into one classroom. We could not allow these black people to outpace us and build better versions of Martha's
Mhm,
Vineyard called Oak Bluff. That was not acceptable,
mhm.
right? And so I'm seeing a repeat of history. Nobody has learned the lesson. You
Not
cannot.
a damn lesson. And people are
It
acting like
does
this
not.
this is new. Here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to let me look at see what I have for Wednesday. I'd like to
Yeah.
bring you back because there's something else I want to talk to you about. This black wealth where Ralph Lauren has, created a whole collection for black people and they're just like we're so excited because people see us. I got to get off the air. Let's discuss on Wednesday, shall we? Because I need black people to know that we black, 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 no matter what's going on. Love you,
Black,
my
black.
darling. See you. Bye bye. This episode of Mornings with Mother is officially over. I am Andrea Lawful Sanders. I'll see you when I see you. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow morning. Great show tomorrow morning. I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Bye, darlings. Cha, cha, cha. Sorry, y'all. Somehow I thought I had shut this thing off. All right, let's go. I'm sorry.